So today I'm going to be actually doing a demonstration. You can see I've got my blender and some other supplies here. So I'm going to show you how to make my favorite thing for cold and flu season. It only uses 4 ingredients, not 3. So it's very simple to make. I have everything prepped, so I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do this. You can keep it in your fridge throughout cold and flu season. It works really well. I haven't gotten sick in a very long time, and I honestly think it's because of this. I make it every year, and it kind of lasts throughout the time. So as far as the ingredients goes, we're going to need garlic. So I have peeled all these cloves of garlic. Garlic is great. One of the active compounds in garlic is allicin, and allicin has really great benefits for the immune system, kind of supporting that. It's very antimicrobial. It also is good for the cardiovascular system, lots of other benefits. We don't obviously worry about that for cold and flu season, but it's really good for the immune system. The only thing with garlic is it does have anti-clotting factors to it, so if you do have any clotting issues or you're on warfarin, I would talk to your doctor before kind of taking this. So you've got a bunch of garlic. Then the other ingredient is onion. So onion, similar to garlic, it has these sulfur compounds that are really good for the immune system to support it. I went with white onion. Doesn't really matter. I think red onion might be weird. It might make it a little more colorful, which I don't know if that's what you're going for with this ingredient list. Then the other thing is horseradish root, and this I actually have the base of it. So I've chopped it up and peeled the skin off. I just peeled it using a knife, so that's pretty simple. So just chopped it into like kind of big chunks because hopefully the blender is going to do most of the work. But horseradish root, it has some research behind it showing that it supports the immune system for any infections, things like that. And also, I mean, if you've had sushi, horseradish is pretty strong and can kind of open up sinuses, which is great when you have a cold and you just can't breathe at all. And then the fourth ingredient is going to be apple cider vinegar. So that's easy to get. Obviously, all these ingredients are easy to get at the grocery store. The limiting factor I tell most patients is the horseradish root. So this is something that can be hard to find sometimes, especially a fresh or relatively fresh one. So make sure there's no mold or it doesn't look mushy or anything like that, that it looks relatively okay. So what I'm going to do is basically the recipe is just equal parts of each. So as far as other tools, you need a blender, all your ingredients, a mason jar with a lid so you can keep it fresh throughout the rest of the year. And then a knife to do all your chopping and peeling and everything. Again, things are kind of roughly chopped. Garlic, all I did was peel it because the blender's gonna do the work. And then a spatula, so you can kind of mix things around once it's blended. And then I do use some kind of measuring device just to roughly measure, what I'm putting in here. So obviously this is not baking, it doesn't have to be exact, but you want roughly equal parts of each. So if I know my limiting factor is the horseradish root, if I kind of put some into my measuring cup, to me I'm going for about 1.5 cups of each ingredient. That's what it roughly measures out to. So all we have to do is just put everything in the blender and let it blend and do its magic work. So I'm going to add the horseradish root. You can just do it all at once. And as far as apple cider vinegar goes, there are tons of books and all these things about all the amazing benefits of apple cider vinegar. As far as research goes, there isn't, I would say, as much research on it. That being said, apple cider vinegar in general has been shown to help lower blood sugar, and blood sugar is sugar is very detrimental to your immune system, so I could see the benefit of ingesting some of that. So I got my garlic and my horseradish root in here. And then as far as onion, I'm going to say this is about 1.5 cups. Again, we're not baking, we're just doing rough estimates. So we're throwing that in there. And then my last thing, I've got the apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to do about 1.5 cups of that. Obviously, if you don't like vinegar or garlic or horseradish, this might not be the right remedy for you. I personally love all these things. I think they taste really good, so I really look forward to this. So all I'm gonna do is pour this in and then let it go. So you want it to be like a kind of thick paste. So I can see at the bottom, you know, it looks kind of, it's gonna be chunky. Like it's not gonna be a smooth mixture. So that looks pretty good to me. I might run it through one more time. I will spare your ears though. So I'm gonna put that, and then all I would do, I'm gonna mix it again off video just because it's very loud. And then all I'm gonna do is just pour it in my mason jar, you know, put a secure cap on it, and then keep it in the fridge. And what's great about this remedy, I call it the cold and flu kicker. It originally is called the anti-plague remedy. I think that was a little intense, so I changed it to the cold and flu kicker. But it's good to take preventatively, so if you feel like a scratch in your throat or people around you are getting sick, I would start taking this. Or if you're actually currently sick, you can also take this as well. So you could start with just a teaspoon. You can take up to a couple tablespoons a day. You know, it's relatively safe. It's just all food ingredients. Again, if you have clotting issues, that'd be the only thing I'd be concerned about. I do suggest if you're taking it preventatively to probably do it at night before bed, just because you don't want to be smelling like garlic all day. I mean, unless you do, that's fine. But I tend to take it at night, and then, you know, if you are sick, you don't care at that point, you just want to feel better, so no problem with taking it throughout the day. I rarely have had a couple people where their stomach feels a little queasy after taking it. If that's the issue, just take it with food. I think it tastes great. It's definitely got that kick of the horseradish root to it, so it really clears things up well. So that is how you make the cold and flu kicker. Super easy. Again, equal parts onion, horseradish root, apple cider vinegar, and garlic. Put it in a blender, stick it in your mason jar, you're good to go. And you're good throughout the rest of the cold and flu season because it lasts for anywhere from 3 to 6 months in the fridge.